Hey everyone, Reid Henrichs with Ridge, and the purpose of today's video is to talk about zeroing your AK in 7.62 by 39. Did one not that long ago about a 100-yard versus a 200-yard zero with an AR and 5.56. If you've got an AK-74 or that 5.45 AK, follow that example, follow that advice in that video. For those of you with a AK in 7.62 by 39, we would ask that you do this one. This is the zero that I prefer. Using this round, and this is what I found that works the best. I prefer, believe it or not, a 100-yard zero with this cartridge. And I know that there's a lot of different ways that you can zero this, and the Russians say this, and the Ukrainians say this, and okay, whatever. I'm glad that they do it that way, but I'm going to take the confusion out of it for you and show you how to do that. Let's see what kind of accuracy we can get with these rifles. What am I using? A Rifle Dynamics. This is my Mac 90 that I had reworked, and it is straight out of their shop. I've had maybe probably, I don't know, 3,000 or 4,000 rounds through it since then. Not a single stoppage whatsoever. So we're going to see what kind of accuracy you can get with the Rifle Dynamics. I'm running a stock Arsenal trigger and ComBlock magazines, and as you can see, I've got a regular old ComBlock ball right in there, whatever was in my ammo can for class demonstrations, so no trickery going on, just regular old ComBlock ball. And all I'm using is a micro to shoot this with. I've already zeroed the irons, so let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you and take the confusion out of this. Alright folks, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to zero on the bigger piece of steel at 100 yards. I want it so that the top edge of my red dot hits point of aim, point of impact. So if you were doing iron sights, I would set my rear sight notch, I would just set that on the P or A or D setting, whatever is on there, the N, whatever setting, I would set that to the farthest tab. Mine says P, so that's where I've got my tab, and I'll just leave it alone. We're not worrying about sliding any of this and sliding any of that. The whole purpose of zeroing your rifle is that you don't have to make a sight adjustment in the middle of getting shot at. So just pick one of those. I would pick the furthest rear one, and I would just leave it alone. So we're going to shoot the first one at 100. I'm going to do a couple different targets. I'm going to shoot the big steel and show you what kind of groups it's capable of, and then I'm going to shoot a really, really small piece of steel just to show you that it can hit some precision work. Alright, let's go take a look. We got two targets to check out. Alright everybody, you saw me shooting this one. You saw it moving in the distance. That moves back and then resets itself like this. This is a 100-yard target, okay? 3 shots, 100 yards. Barely over an inch. Ball ammo, Rifle Dynamics AK. You guys see me hitting this one the whole time, and it's quite amazing what kind of shooting you can do with one if you just bear down and focus. So let's go check the big steel and see how it did out there. Alright everyone, this is a bigger target. This is about 125 yards away, but it's a much bigger target as you saw the small pepper popper. Here we have 3 shots once again. You see it opened up just a little bit. Why? Because it's a bigger target. And that's why I like shooting smaller targets, because it makes you, I mean, the old adage is aim small, miss small, but it still happens. Nonetheless, that's 2 rounds right there. Yeah, we got 1, 2, so we've got about a 2-inch group here at 100 with that, 125 yards with that. As you can see, it opened up slightly, but I mean, we're talking a group that big at 125 yards with an AK. So let's go out to 200 yards and stretch her out and see what she can do. All right, folks, 200 yards. I shot that with that 100-yard zero. All I did is put the bottom of my red dot right up in there, and as you can see, it held it all inside the black here. These targets are already a 2/3 size target. They're not a full-size target at all. They're 2/3. And you throw in the paint there, which is, you know, 6.5, 7 inches wide. Pretty solid performance out of that AK. And as I said, you know, my red dot's still inside the black. I put that bottom part right there, so I'm just shading slightly high, and it drops them all in there. So pretty good shooting, pretty consistent and typical of one of their AKs. Although I've seen, you know, other AKs do similar, but these just seem to be pretty consistent. So with that 100-yard zero on there, you can pretty much go out, point of aim, point of impact, out to 200 yards with just a slight climb on that red dot. If you had your iron sights, I just put the iron sights right there, right at the clavicle, and it's going to drop them in there, even with the same 100-yard zero. So that's how I zero every AK that I have, folks, at 100 yards. It's much better. There's no hold unders inside your zero. It's nice to go 100, 125, 150 without having to hold over. Once you get up to 200, as I said, just slightly edge it high and you're fine. Out to 3, you just follow it right on up. But that's my zero, and that's what I think works the best with the least amount of confusion. And give it out and give it a try. I think you'll be satisfied. If you found the information in the video helpful, subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Facebook. That link is down below. And if you want to learn how to shoot your AK or any other rifle, come on out to Valor Ridge and we'll teach you how to do just that. This is Reid Henrichs with Valor Ridge, reminding you the lessons that we learn are written on the tombstones of others. We'll see you on the ridge.